Okay, let's start. So today we're going to work on the plants and the pathway. So for this, we're using Sap Green, main color, Yellow Ochre, Cerulean Blue, and Cadmium Yellow Light. Also, we have a bit of here burnt sienna, so because we have a pot right there, and it's nice to put some red in here too. So I'm going to start with this pot, so because I need to highlight it as well, so it will dry. Let's start with this pot. I think it's going to be somewhere. Start from here. Simple. Okay, we will highlight it. I think we can use, let me see if we can use yellow to highlight the spot. So we don't have to squeeze another color. That's fine, yeah. Yeah, we can do that. A bit of yellow, we'll give it a bit of highlight. Okay, can fix it after. It's good for now. Okay. I'm going to take Sap Green at this point. Let's put a bit of yellow ochre in it. And start with this one here. You can also put an orange one, an orange bush. The bushes in here, they don't really have to be all of them green. We can put some orange as well. I'm doing this one here, and I'm going to put, I'm using a bit of this burnt sienna in the green, just to make my green darker. Okay. All right. I'm just going to do this, just first layers, and then we will, I'll stop, and then we can highlight after, so you can catch up with what I'm doing, and then we can highlight. Let's put a little bit more of the yellow ochre in this green for the ones that are in the front, so we can maybe change the color, or they don't have to be as dark as the ones in the back. You know what? Let's remove this one here in the front. Just make this hedge here. Just two of them here. It'll be enough. There's no need to put a third one. Okay, let's leave it like that, and then let it dry, and then we'll come back to this. I'm going to pause. All right, let's start highlighting. So I'm going to take again some Sap Green. We can put in this in this case any color we want, any burnt sienna. Let's put a bit of yellow ochre in there. That's not enough. And let's take yellow. Yellow ochre and yellow in the Sap Green. Yeah. Again, with the corner of my brush, I'm just going to start highlighting. Try to keep the bottom part a little bit darker. Trying to keep the one in the back a little bit darker as well. Okay. You know, since we're doing this, why don't we do the other ones too at the same time? The ones on the left. Right. This one here. This one looks funny. Okay. I'm going to fix this one here using the color of the wall. So negative painting. Burnt umber, titanium buff. Did I use? I have a feeling I used some Ultramarine Violet in there.
I think you might have.
Yes, yes. I can see it. Okay, I'm going to work on the wall anyway. So this is good enough for now. And all right, let's highlight more. I'm going to use a smaller brush to start adding stronger highlights. Let's take green and let's see, some green and cerulean blue, not green, I'm sorry, cadmium yellow light and cerulean blue, and add it to the sap green. We'll put some flowers in here. It's not going to be just green. We'll put flowers. It will look much nicer. All right, and let's add a tiny bit of red in here. Not red, burnt sienna in here as well. And let's start highlighting. A little bit of different kind of soft changes in the values between one bush and another. So when we highlight them, they don't merge, and they just kind of still look separate from each other. Okay, let's take a bit more of the yellow and add yellow ochre in that beautiful yellow here, yellow green that I'm using. Just a bit more yellow ochre, just to change the color of the highlight a bit on this one. I'm using the corner of the brush. Very soft, soft kind of brush stroke, not heavy. All right, now take burnt sienna into the sap green and then add some yellow to highlight it. But the highlight of this green is different, or the color of this green is different. It's more like an evergreen. It's not very light. It's not like the bush. And it doesn't have to be. Very light. Okay, here we go. It's good, good enough. Okay. All right, let's do these two the same. I'll highlight them a little bit more. More yellow. More green, more yellow in here. And sometimes what I like to do is take a brush, round brush, with lighter green, and then put kind of like little twigs down here. So it doesn't look like it's just a heavy bush sitting on the floor, on the ground. Okay, all right, a little bit more, and then we'll do the grass. And put some color in here because that's just green and it doesn't look good with just green. So let's first deal with the grass, and let's take again some yellow, cadmium yellow light, cerulean blue, sap green. And I'm going to take a little bit more yellow and highlight some parts of this grass. And if it's not enough, then I will use white with the yellow and green to highlight it more. I'm not going to highlight the whole thing all the way. I personally like to keep the edges darker of the edge of the canvas. Okay, let's take a bit of dark, just a bit of sap green and a tiny bit of bird sienna. Sorry, I'm just gonna add here. Okay, same thing on the side, a little bit darker on this side. There we go. So all of this part is a little bit darker. So when I put the highlight over here, it looks interesting. Let's do that again. Let's put add some white to the greens. That will make the green pop. And then we'll add some color. Now let's take yellow, white, sap green, there. We don't need to put it all over, just a bit on the sides, especially here. That will draw your eye to the entrance. So you highlight the entrance more if you have light around it, light color. Okay. I'm going to stop for a minute so we can let the color paint settle a little bit and dry, and then we'll come back. All right, so for the orange brush, I have cadmium orange here and burnt sienna, and I put a bit of green in this mixture. And I'm just going to put highlight, or not highlight, put some orange in here. Now I'm going to grab some orange, more orange in this same mixture, and with the corner of my brush, let's clean my brush a bit. I'm going to start highlighting it a bit, highlighting this. I take, whenever I add a color like this that has nothing to do with the rest of the painting, I always try to, oops, sorry, just 1 minute, just highlighting the pot and I overdid it. I like, because it's whimsical, and when I use, like I mentioned, some kind of different color, I like to add a couple of little kind of same orange dots, like little kind of reds here and there, especially if I have a lot of green. We're going to put more color in there. So just for now, let's bring some green into this now. Soften the edge and give it a bit of green so it doesn't look like a blob sitting there. A little bit of orange with touch of green in it. No, nothing else. Just orange and touch of green. Actually, a little bit of green. And let's highlight this a bit. That's better. So I softened the color or the shape by using a little bit of green here and there. Just push the green in soft between the orange and the green, the grass. So just kind of remove any sharp edge, strong, hard edge right here. And highlight the top softly and just leave it. Okay, so I have here alizarin crimson, little bit of cadmium red light and white. That will give me a beautiful pink. Okay, now I'm just going to put some pink on this one here. And I can add a little bit of more white if I want, but just wait for it to dry. It's better to wait for it to dry. And just a bit more pink right there. That, it will soften the whole thing, the whole painting. Now, we can do the same by putting pink right here as well. And usually what I like to do is add a little bit of pink here and there, especially in the grass. I'm going to put white, add white in the pink now, and highlight. Okay, so now I added some pink flowers on this side and I highlighted the grass more. So using pink, I just used a bit of alizarin crimson in here and white for the medium tone. And then like this. And also here. Just to spread the reds on the left hand side as well with a round brush. And I also added some reds, cadmium, red light, and white. Okay, now got some white. And white and pink. So I just highlighted the pink, that's all. Just kind of dots here and there, and then make it kind of fluffy. You know, don't be afraid of pushing those dots out. Even if they look like that, it looks really nice. And then I used cadmium red light with a bit of white and added some cadmium red light in between, so it's not just pink. We could add a bit of cadmium red light in here too. There. Now for the grass, I used a round brush and I used cerulean blue, cadmium yellow light to make a fresh summery green. And white. There, that gives me a beautiful, beautiful light green. Put some water in here on my brush. And then with my brush, round brush, I just pushed some brush stroke to make it look like grass. It will dry darker. It's really highlighted. And if you by the time it's dry and you find that it's too light, that's okay. Just kind of glaze it down with the darker green. Just tone it down with a glaze of dark green. That's what I do. But by the end, I have dark, medium, light. And here some dark, and I should have some medium in between before I get to the light. It's easier to have a transition of medium between the dark and light. It's just kind of a nice buffer, so you don't jump right from very dark to light green, very dark green to light green. Sometimes also I take some white, just white, a bit of white on my brush, and I add some white in between. A little bit of kind of small dots here and there. This is whimsical work, so it's interesting when you see something like this. It makes it look like there's movement. I think it's light green is nicer here than, or even yellow is nicer than white on the orange one. Or even take some orange, light orange, and put it there. I think we're good for this week. Next week we will work on the wall and the pathway, and if we want to add some more details on the house or the windows, we'll do that next week. So it's good we're done for this week. Yes, Yoi. Okay, we're not, I'm just pausing.
Okay.
Okay, done for this week. Next week we'll continue, we'll work on the wall, pathway, and some detail for the rooftop.